Chapter 77 begins with Jinwoo arriving at the Hunter Association, puzzled by the large crowd gathered outside. He wonders if the press has learned about the events in the dungeon, but he doesn't seem to recognize any of them, so it's fine. Jinwoo contemplates how he can get through the throngs of people blocking his path. He tries to push his way to the front of the building, but is stopped by a security guard who loudly asks if he works for the association and points out the many reporters present. Jinwoo replies that he has an appointment. Lee Minsung notices Jinwoo and thinks to himself that he should be kicked out by security. As the guard continues to insist that Jinwoo cannot enter, a man suddenly steps out, surprising everyone. It turns out to be Chairman Go Gunhee, who tells the security guard to let Jinwoo in, stating that Jinwoo is his guest. Chairman Go then questions Lee Minsung about who gave him permission to hold a press conference in front of the association's office. With that, Jinwoo enters the office alongside Chairman Go. The reporters are curious about the hunter who has entered with the chairman. Meanwhile, Minsung is furious that Jinwoo has disrupted his plans. He orders his security to find out who Jinwoo is and begins to worry about how he can regain the spotlight now that the reporters are whispering and speculating. Realizing he needs to start an evaluation to reclaim attention, Minsung announces to the reporters that he will return after discussing his schedule with the association officials. As Minsung tries to enter, he is confronted by Hunter Woo Jin-chul and other members of the Hunter Association. Jin-chul informs Minsung that a hunter is currently undergoing an evaluation and that no one is allowed to enter until 11 o'clock. Minsung is shocked to learn he has to wait another 30 minutes, unable to believe what he hears. He suspects that the hunter being evaluated is the one escorted by the chairman. Minsung persists, stating that reporters are already present and that he has a scheduled appointment at 11 o'clock, asserting that even the chairman knows this. He questions Jin-chul about why he won't allow him entry. Minsung approaches Jin-chul aggressively, boasting that he is Lee Minsung. Jin-chul responds that he can only enter at 11 o'clock when the evaluation begins. Minsung retorts that Eugene Construction is the largest sponsor of the Hunter Association and that his father, Lee Won-gyu, owns it. He claims that if Jin-chul knew how much money they paid the association, he would probably kneel before him. Minsung points out the throng of reporters and accuses Jin-chul of undermining him in front of the cameras, demanding to know if Jin-chul can handle the consequences of his actions. Jin-chul responds with a simple yes. This infuriates Minsung, who shouts, "Who do you think you are? What makes that hunter so special?" Jin-chul removes his glasses and, with a piercing gaze, replies that he will answer Minsung's question if he can indeed handle the consequences. Intimidated, Minsung falls silent and trembles in fear. The scene shifts inside the Hunter Association, where Jinwoo walks alongside Chairman Go Gunhee. As they pass, the two guild masters, Yoon-ho and Jong-in, bow respectfully. Chairman Go mentions to Jinwoo that they have been waiting for nearly an hour. He adds that it has been almost 2 years since the last S-rank hunter appeared, and now that other guilds have seen Jinwoo's strength, they must be eager to recruit him. They arrive at the reevaluation room, where an evaluator explains that they need to check Jinwoo's skill set to determine his class. The evaluator asks Jinwoo what skills he can use. Jinwoo summons a shadow soldier, shocking everyone in the room. The evaluator is startled and asks Jinwoo to confirm his capability. Chairman Go interjects, noting that he knows this is not all Jinwoo can do. Jinwoo realizes that he can no longer lie about his abilities since many have witnessed his battles. Recently, he has managed to create a number of shadow soldiers due to his encounters with high orcs, and he proceeds to summon even more shadows. The room is filled with astonishment as Jinwoo's army of shadows surrounds them. He mentions that he can summon over 100 more. The evaluator struggles to comprehend what he is witnessing, especially as Jinwoo's capabilities seem beyond belief. Guildmaster Baek Yoon-ho reflects on Jinwoo's true strength, calling it insane, and he wonders how Jinwoo has become so powerful since their first meeting. Yoon-ho feels overpowered by Jinwoo's presence. As Jinwoo prepares to leave, Yoon-ho calls out, asking if they can talk briefly. However, Jinwoo politely declines, stating that he has unfinished business to attend to. As he exits, both guild masters warn him that if they were in his position, they wouldn't leave the building that way. Unfazed, Jinwoo steps out, and as he does, he is greeted by a flurry of camera flashes, catching him off guard.